Gender-based violence, or GBV, is violence against someone based on their gender. It is rooted in gender inequality and harmful attitudes about the roles of women and men in society. Because of this, women and girls are at much higher risk of GBV.
Ali from Palau, this is Ada Al, addressing issues on gender-based violence, gender equality, and sexuality, brought to you by Ministry of Human Resource, Culture, Tourism, and Development in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration. Ali, and thank you for joining us again on another episode of where we address GBV issues. Today's topic is cyberbullying, and with me I have Ripka Quintaro Kanay. So Ripka, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit of background and what you do? Okay. And then we'll get into the details.
All right. Hi, my name is Ripka Quintaro Kanay, and I'm the program manager for the Community Guidance Center, which is with the Division of Behavioral Health under the Ministry of Health and Human Services. So the work that we usually do is we work with people with addictions, drugs and alcohol, and not just limited to that, but our doors are always open to stress management, anger management, and oftentimes also we get referrals for youth at high risk and issues from the community, from the schools, and other partner agencies.
All right, so we're going to be talking about cyberbullying. And you know, for someone, I don't know if you can relate, but in my experience, I've experienced bullying up front in your face. So it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around, you know, cyberbullying as where I'm thinking like, oh, I could just delete this app or turn off my phone or, you know, just remove myself from the social network. But can you give us some insight, you know, on how much of a negative impact cyberbullying can have on an individual?
Okay, so we all know what bullying is, right? So it's to intimidate, to harass, and to make fun of, to you know, like just seek harm towards another person. And in most cases, we see it a lot in the schools for teenagers and younger kids. Cyberbullying really is just bullying, but online. You can find it through text messages. You can find it on social media platforms. So today, like most kids have access to that. So you were talking about in-person bullying. Now, in-person bullying, you're right there. They're bullying you, and you're in your, let's say for your small community, it would be what, your school, right? Okay, so you take that. That's the bullying. Now you take cyberbullying. Not only is it in your community of your school, you take that to the next school and then the other school. So here in Palau, we have only how many high schools? So if you were bullied in high school, cyberbullying would look like Palau High School, Minzenti High School, is it Modekne High School? Palau Modekne High School, Emmaus/Betania.
PMA.
So everything that you went through in your school would be like 5-10 times more, and not just to your peers, but who knows, maybe even to the younger ones. You're seeing all these elementary kids with their phones, so they also have access to that too. So you're not only known to your small school, but everybody else.
Everybody on Palau, basically.
In Palau,
whoever
and
is going to be
outside of
sharing.
Palau, whoever is sharing, whoever wants to know about your business.
Yeah. Now that puts it into perspective how serious the effects can be. I didn't really even think about how it could reach all the other, within this Facebook group, but who knows where it's going to go from there. Okay, thank you. What are some of the common forms of cyberbullying that are seen in Palau?
So we have our kids like texting and harassing others, one another. So I'll share from one of the one of the cases that I've come across. A teenage girl who was going through her own mental issues and brought up cyberbullying. So when I had asked what is cyberbullying, what does it look like to her, she admitted that she has committed that. Like she's bullied others on her social media platforms. Instagram, Snapchat, her story or day those things you call Facebook, yeah. And then when she was on the receiving end, that's when she understood what cyberbullying was. And because she was on the receiving end and she was going through such a hard time and she was, feeling horrible and everything and just wanting to do something about it. So what she did was she started saving all of these by screenshotting them, by sharing it to her very close friends. And then she went and she talked to her mom about it. And the mom said, well, save all of those. If it keeps happening and if it gets worse, to the point where if they're threatening you with your life, because usually it's talking bad about the person, oh, she looks like this, oh, she's ugly, oh, she thinks she's all the stuff teenagers like to say. So they saved it all, and they said if it goes to the point where she's being threatened with her life or any harm, then they bring it to the police. So
if their
those
life
kind
is
of
threatened.
and that's just one of the many. You can be I can message you and I can be saying all kinds of stuff to you. That's cyberbullying. Or not only is it just directed, I can post it on my day and talk stuff about you. So it's
it's
not only
there's many forms, is what I'm coming to find, and wow, that just even thinking about how do we even begin rectifying that? Do we have any laws in place?
None
that you know of, that you guys are aware of?
None that I know of. Unfortunately, I guess maybe because it's such a new thing for us, it's still really, just 2015, 2016, a few years back, where we just got fiber optic.
I see.
And, internet finally improved. And then not only are phones cheaper, families are more open to the idea of their kids having phones. So now with kids with more phones, it's just the exposure to cyberbullying is just ridiculous. And not only does it go so far, but how fast it is. So now whenever you hear the word viral, people are just viral what?
Yeah.
Viral video, viral picture, viral screenshot of something they said. It's just we're still trying to catch up with it, and it's just coming at us in so many different forms. So
right.
There no law that I'm aware of. The case that I was dealing with, I think they only brought it up to the law enforcement only because the person was in the system already. So it was to help them understand why she was in such a bad place. So to understand that she was being bullied and then giving them evidence and everything. But even so, that I don't think that situation really addressed cyberbullying. And even when we're going out, to prevent these things, for many, many, many years, ever since bullying was even a topic to discuss, we're still out there. Prevention unit of the behavioral health. I think you were talking with Rushang.
Yes.
Palau. So prevention unit is also in the behavioral health, and what they do is really to go out and try and prevent by education and building awareness. So not only do we cover alcohol and drugs, but bullying. Only recently did we try to tackle cyberbullying because of the higher numbers now.
Yeah.
And we know that it's happening. It's just that we're still trying to keep up.
So you would say those are some of the challenges, that it's fairly new.
Fairly new, we're still learning, and we're just going at it while we can with what we have, and more trainings, more talks.
Yes,
Yes.
more awareness.
Yes.
What are some of the resources or support systems available for victims of cyberbullying?
Okay, so we have the schools in place already. They have their own referral systems. They have their own counselors assigned to each school, each high school, elementary. All the schools in Palau are taken care of. And then you have the behavioral health. We have the youth center that is located at Palau High School. But they're not there just for PHS students. They're there, but they cater to all the students of Palau.
Oh, wow.
So the youth center, the counselors themselves in the schools, of course, the behavioral health, and of course, the police station is there. Go there. You have your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your families, and your community. anyone can help, anyone can report.
Is there anything, well, actually, I feel like I definitely have learned what the long-term effects are. That's like once it goes into the cloud, it's always going to be there, and you're never going to be able to monitor who has access or who had viewed or who had shared. But is there anything that you can share with the people who are tuning in today, whether they're young or old, ways that they can either cope if they have experienced or if they've been a victim of cyberbullying, and any other message that you might want to send out to anybody who's listening who might be the actual perpetrator, the one that is doing the cyberbullying? Just to wrap up our interview today.
I don't think any of us can really imagine the impact that it would have. Unfortunately, we've seen in other parts of the world young adults on college campuses and even young kids in high school that have committed suicide. And when investigations dug deeper into the cases, they found that there was cyberbullying in there. So just picture this. You yourself experienced bullying and what bullying was, how it made you feel, how you thought about yourself, how you felt about that. And then you take that and then you just do like 100 times more to just you feeling like who has that thought of you, who sees you like that. Like it's huge. And the impact on your mental health is just, we can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like and how bad it can really affect somebody. But there are resources available. Like I said, behavioral health, your parents, your family, your friends, the Bureau of Public Safety, they're there. I mean, even if we don't have any laws, that doesn't mean that nobody's going to be there to help you. And nobody's going to take care of you. But it's really like, when you see it being done, don't share it. When you see it being done, report it. When you see it being done, like ask who can you go to help you help that person. Oh my goodness, it's sorry, there's so many things going. I've seen too many things happen to kids and I mean teenagers, even, my goodness, even adults. It's ridiculous how it affects you as a person. But it shouldn't be done. And if you see it being done, there are people around that can help you. And honestly, it really goes back to you as a person and how you feel, how you think, how you see your worth. And if you are able to overcome that and to have a support network, just friends or just your trusted adult relative or anybody, you need to use those. And whenever I address bullying, I always make sure that I help the victims understand that that's not the end. That's not who you are. Whatever that they're saying, whatever that they're telling you, that's not who you are. You should know who you are. You should know where you come from. You should believe in what you can be and what you can do. So at first, I try to empower the person that's being bullied. And then we turn around to the bully. And then we try to figure out like, okay, buddy, something is wrong because these things are not good things to be doing. Is something happening? And normally you will find that there are other...
They're being bullied and that's why they're bullying others, or
they come from very, very rough backgrounds.
I see.
So then, don't just focus so much on the victims being bullied. Also try to take care of the bully, because
he also needs to heal.
Everybody, there's always a reason to why people do the things that they do.
Exactly.
But and we can go in circles and all over the world and back to Palau. But it always goes back to you as a self. How do you see your worth? How do you go about your being, and how do you and not just who we see ourselves as, but like having the support network around you is very important. So for us to provide for that, we have that all in place, all over. We have behavioral health, like the places I said before. But it's really important to make sure that they have those really strong foundation of family and friends, and make use of those. At the same time, take care of the bully. Let's not excommunicate them. And then when you receive those videos and those pictures,
delete it.
It doesn't have to go. It can
stop at you.
It can stop at you. And you want to know something funny? I never received those. Maybe because I'm one of the advocates always sharing all these stuff, so they don't want to share it to me. But I'm glad, because people know me as that, so they don't share it to me. I only hear about it, and then I just try to come in where I'm needed. Like, okay, does that person need counseling? We're here. Do you need to pass on the 775 talk line number? Okay, stop the video there and respond with
the number.
So it's just, we have to be creative, we have to be aware, and we have to not let like our limitations stop us. And we need to continue to empower our kids, empower our people to know their worth, see what life is all about, and that bullying is there, but it's not something that should just stop you from living. And we really, really don't want us to reach that point. And let's open our minds and our eyes to what's happening in the world and learn. So we already know that cyberbullying can really bring us to some very, very drastic things, in like even losing a life. So let's not
get to that point.
So let's continue talking about it.
Be part of the solution, not the problem.
And you know our culture too, sometimes we just
or
like we have a lot of opinions, but
I don't do anything.
So don't think that just BH takes care of these things. Make sure that you take care of your kids, or just make sure you take care of the other kid. If you know it's happening, do it. And when you receive those videos and pictures, stop it there. Tell them to stop, or tell the police. Can you figure out who started sharing this?
Thank you so much, Ripka. So before we close up, can anybody reach out to you if they wanted to talk more to you directly or seek some help and guidance as getting over or healing that trauma? Can they reach out to you directly? And if so, where and what are the contacts?
Of course. Okay. So our office is 488-4711 or 4585 or 1907. We have a lot of numbers. You can. If you get the wrong number,
drop it on the screen.
Just ask them for our names. We're not allowed, so and then of course, please make use of the 24 hours crisis hotline 775-TALK 775-8255.
All right.
And do not wait until something happens. Schools, communities, states, anybody who cares for their children or the community, you can always call us to request to come out and speak and help build more awareness so that you can prevent. Let's not just treat and deal with the problems.
Or Band-Aid it.
So call us before anything happens.
We'll
come out and help you figure these things out.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us on this episode. Make sure you check out all the other episodes on all the pressing issues in regards to gender-based violence and gender equality. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Kiru Kanai. Bye.